first match as Shell's boss, but there remained some crossing and dotting to be done on his contract, so he simply watched. There must have been some difficulty, though, seeing it at all. The start was delayed for 10 minutes, and here's why. Cork without Tommy Gaynor amid rumours of a contractual dispute there. They began well enough, this opportunity manufactured by Pat Morley, but top scorer Caulfield found the finishing touch lacking. Gloom and almost doom for City. You couldn't have blamed Phil Harrington for failing to spot the danger here. He did, though. But the clearance the centre-half might have made proved Costello's opportunity. Near thing. The decider, it came right on the blow of half-time. Much more like the Shelbourne of old, sweeping first right, then left through Mooney. Then the influential Howlett, now recovered from injury. Greg Costello on to Mark Rutherford. And some intricate play here, eventually releasing Tommy Dunn. Fullback crossing, and Vinnie Arkins rising to head it past Harrington. 11 games without a goal, Vinnie Arkins. Blessed relief, and a major problem for Cork. We'd seen a central defensive problem in that long ball through the fog. Here it was, exposed to the full by Arkins' header. Cork almost escaped in a much brighter second half, which they dominated. Good flowing football, Cronin onto Morley, and Billy Woods at the conclusion of a move that deserved better. Shelbourne restricted to counter-attacks in this period. But one of those saw their right-back Dave Smith advance, courtesy of a neat exchange of passes. And his cross forced the error from Dave Barry. Vinnie Arkins blistering one just wide. City's last hurrah, Ray Duffy now back with Shells, fouling Morley. Quick thinking by Barry, opening the door for Gilton and Gaynor's deputy. Good goalkeeping, though, by Goff. City's first defeat after 6 straight wins, all over bar the reflections.
First half, we were very, very poor. We had a team come down, and the game, there was no sparkle to it. And I don't make excuses about the lack of decision whether the game was going on or not, and the indecision at the time of kick-off. At the end of it, the players are paid and the professionals, so once the referee blows the first whistle, they should be ready. And we tried to pick them up in the dressing room before the game and drive on. We weren't ready. First half, we were very, very poor. Second half, we were much better. We really put them to the sword. We caused them an awful lot of problems, and we missed chances.
It was a tight game, and it was a tough game, and I thought that they were enormously difficult to play against. And the players displayed some character in 2 or 3 different stages of the game. Partway in the first half, the first 10 minutes of the second half, and then towards the end of the game. And they will be pleased that they've got an away victory.
Well, there were other games last night in the Premier Division and Division 1. In the Premier Division, a goalless draw at St Mel's Park with Bohemians did little for Athlone Town's hopes of avoiding relegation. St Patrick's Athletic, meanwhile, had a 2-0 win over Monaghan United, the goals coming from Dave Campbell, their central defender. Meanwhile, in Division 1, Drogheda United were the latest to hand a whipping to deeply troubled Kilkenny, 6-0 the scoreline last night. While looking at the league tables, here's the situation at the top of the Premier Division. Now, Cork City lead the way with a 3-point advantage over Shamrock Rovers, and despite all the talk during the week, they will be fulfilling their fixture against Sligo Rovers at the Showgrounds tonight. And looking at the bottom half of the table, Athlone still propping up the Premier Division, and Cove Ramblers and Monaghan United also deep in relegation trouble. And in Division 1, Drogheda United's win over Kilkenny City puts them a point clear of UCD at the top, but mind you, they have played an extra game. Now, meanwhile, back in the Premier Division, Shelbourne, as you saw earlier, have got themselves a new manager in Colin Murphy. Well, he came into the studio a little bit earlier on to talk to us about the challenges ahead and what attracted him to League of Ireland football. Well, Colin, you've had a long and illustrious career with many clubs in England, but now coming to Ireland, what was the attraction?
Well, I've had a long one, but I wouldn't necessarily say illustrious. I think life takes on different meanings at different stages of your life, and I'd managed in all 4 divisions. I'd managed one club for 11 years, and I felt at this stage of my career I needed a different type of challenge, and I had a look at this place, and I think it could be a galloping monster. It could rule Ireland for the whole of 10 years, and hopefully I'm the chappie to put that plan into operation.
Now, you've seen the team play during the week, and you must have been encouraged by that performance.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very tough game. Cork played in a certain way, and the way they played, they did very well. But the players showed some character. They showed some good determination. They held their discipline very well, and at the end of the day, I think they were reasonably well worth their victory.
Even in the lower divisions of English
Yes.
football, obviously the standard is that little bit higher,
Yes.
the crowds are that bit bigger.
Yes.
What do you know about the Irish scene?
Well, I know that technically the players are they're quite good, and I've been involved with Irish players. I took Jerry Daly to Derby from Manchester United for £150,000, and I've had people like David Langan, Donald O'Riordan, Raymond O'Brien, who played for the country. I've had quite a few players, so I think that I have an express understanding of their, you know, the cultural difference between the two places, which I think it's important to accept. But when I look at the game, I think that technically, in some areas, there might not be a great deal of difference between the second and third division in England and this particular country. What will make the difference is full-time training, because I think it goes without saying that if someone is doing something with a greater degree of fitness, then really there will be a wider and more competent range to their technique. So technically, I think maybe there might not be a lot of difference in the top part of this league and parts of the second and third division, but I think the full-time play, which enables you to improve other areas of other people's play, that would be the difference, I think.
Well, obviously you come to this job, Colin,
Yes.
with ambitions and hopes. So
Yes.
what's the plan? How are you going to go about this?
The first plan is to keep myself in work. That's the first
That's not a bad ambition.
That's the first plan. The second plan is to keep this mob in the league. Now, they say you can't go out of the league, but Manchester United did some time ago, didn't they? The third thing is, can we stay in this league by getting into Europe? Who is to say that we can't get into Europe? The fourth is to, you know, I want to develop a vibrant, productive football club that maybe one day will be a livelihood for many football players. I want to prevent the 15 and 16-year-olds going to England, and I want to prevent the 21 and 19-year-olds and 20-year-olds. I want to prevent them going to England for a song. So it really is about developing the whole club into a force that can control its own destiny.
Yes. Well, from what we've been reading during the week, Colin, they're going to miss you at Southend. From a domestic point of view,
yes.
You're moving to Ireland when?
Well, I've been here for some time, so I'm here now, really. And it'll be the first Christmas I've had in Dublin.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I hope you enjoy it. By the way, our featured match this
Yes.
afternoon from the English League, as you know, is Manchester United
Yes.
versus Nottingham Forest.
Yes.
And you're very familiar with one of those Forest players, in fact.
Stanley Collymore. I took Stanley for £150,000 and sold him for £2 million, would you believe? And he's strong, quick, can score regularly. When we took him, we always thought he would be worth a reasonable amount of money at some stage, but not quite £2 million. But I would think he one day will play for England. We shall see.
It looks like he may be worth a little bit more money
Yes.
in the future, and ironically enough, the team he's playing
Yes.
against today,
Yeah.
they're the hot favourites to sign him.
Well, apart from being a very good player, the one attraction to Manchester United would be that he's an English player, and that wouldn't really affect their European preparations. But if he keeps that which is between his ears in same proportion, he will play for his country, I would think.
OK, Colin, well, from your own point
Good.
of view, we wish you well in the new
Good.
job and every success and a happy Christmas.
Good. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And the way the Premier Division has been